if you did it all right, and even at the end of the year, you had, 10,000 left in the bank, wouldn't it be nice to pay taxes on that 3,500 rather than paying 35,000 in taxes, right? So that's the benefit of being a business owner rather than, the W-2 job. So just be mindful of that. Huge benefits, and that's how the rich stay richer. People are like, oh, Amazon didn't pay any taxes last year. Oh, Amazon, everybody's protesting Amazon, but Amazon has created so many jobs and spent so much money. I have 5 warehouses within 5 minutes of my house. Sometimes I get the stuff the same day, right? There's more Amazon planes flying into March Air Force Reserve Base now than there are military planes.
Wow.
So now you just created, they tried to negotiate with UPS and parcel service. They didn't want to have it. They said, fine, we'll buy 20,000 Sprinter vans and do our own delivery.
And they do.
And if UPS ain't careful, Amazon's going to be like, well, we're already delivering anyway.
Right.
We'll take your package too.
Yeah, we'll take yours too.
But now they put whoever, Sprinter mechanics, fleet mechanics, airplane mechanics, everything. So that's never going to go away. They're always going to give business owners tax benefits.
Yeah, because it creates jobs.
Correct.
Well, and to your point, the business is taxed on what's left over, not what is earned on the front side.
Correct.
Which is a huge differential in being a W-2 employee or being the employer, and that's really the risk benefit of it.
Because as an employee, you're bought at wholesale and sold at retail.
Job just over broke.
Correct. And the way they created the system is,
That's what it is.
and that's why the public school system is public school system. Because back in the day, they took individual farmers that used to trade cows for wheat and, the barter system, and they had these farms. Well, corporate started taking over all these farms and mass producing everything. And then now they're like, how do we get good people to run this? Oh, we need to educate them. Well, how do we do that? Well, let's do it in schools. So let's take over the school system and we'll program everybody to be good employees.
Oh.
And that's how it all started. And that's why they don't teach you finance in school, how money management, none of that stuff. They don't want you to learn it and get ahead. They need good employees to run their corporate wheel.
Yep. Well, that's why you brought it up earlier, that's why you hear the biggest ripoff in the world is parenting. And the myth that parents teach their kids. Go to school, get a good job. I say bullshit on that. Figure out what you're good at and pursue it. Because if you're good at it and you're passionate about it, you'll find the money. You'll always get, if you're the best, I don't give a shit if you're underwater basket weaving your thing.
Yep.
If you're the best damn underwater basket weaver on the planet, you
Someone
will
will pay
make
for it.
the top scale wage for underwater basket weavers. And if it's 50 grand a year or 40 or 30 grand a year, figure out how to live on it. Because you're going to be happy as a pig in shit making 30 grand a year doing what God put you on this planet to do versus slaving away for 150K a year to keep up with the Joneses doing a bunch of shit you don't like to impress people that don't give two shits about you. And that's the trick of the system.
Yeah. Don't do a job you hate or you don't like to impress people
That don't
you
give a
don't
shit.
like to buy things you don't need. You know what I mean? It's just
And always teach your children that there's to have a larger dream than you.
Yep.
My kids, I have very successful children. One's an attorney and one's a psychologist. And they were always very intimidated by me, especially as when I was younger. And the hard part with them to get them to come down, get away from the friends, get away from their peers, and show them there was a big world out there and they could be and do whatever they chose to be and do on their own terms. It wasn't about mom and dad. It wasn't about education. It was about them. What did they see as a vision in their world?
yeah, like I'm spending on 150 grand for medical school right now for my daughter.
There you go.
But she's going to be a doctor, so she
That's
can,
right.
no problem paying that
And as
money,
long as that's
right?
her passion, when she gets out and she pursues that passion, Dad did the right thing.
So that's where school comes into play,
Yeah.
for stuff like that. But if you're going to If you're passionate about something,
Oh,
pursue it.
yeah, it's just like, you know. I
Well,
mean-
everybody gets little visions of different things, it's my journey with TBT and the vision that's been put inside of me for this organization and stuff has continually unfolded year after year, and through personal development, through books, through education, through peers, through surrounding myself with other business and people that open my eyes to different things. It has grown to this, like, oh my gosh, like, okay, now I see how this is all gonna start playing out a little bit, and the fog goes away for long enough to get a glimpse of the massive future, and then the fog comes back in and it's just trucking through day to day, and then it's like, okay, cool, now, it's like if you would have told me when I was 5 and 6 years old dreaming about owning a motorbike shop that I'd be sitting in Vegas right now with 15 people doing a corporate meeting, I'd be like, nah, you're a fool, and then now I'm like, oh God, we're gonna need a bigger space soon. It's like,
As it should be.
right,
Well,
That's the way the life, the
Yeah.
development should be.
It all evolves. Like your why is going to change, your vision's going to change. What you want one day or another might change. I mean, not really one day to another, but year to year.
Yeah.
You might think something different. My dad was passionate about dirt. He loved dirt. He was a dirt contractor, but I wasn't passionate about that kind of dirt. Like I like to build dirt bike tracks, but motorcycles where the passion is, and you just have to encourage people to pursue that passion. But even though I'm passionate about the dirt bikes and suspension, right, I was intrigued by that, he's more intrigued by it than I am. I got sidetracked in the network marketing and the real estate, but it wasn't those two industries that I was passionate about. It was the helping people and the personal growth, right? We took a test, find out what kind of person you were, and mine came out as cultivator of human growth. And I kind of stuck on that. I'm like, that's really where my passion lies. But I love dirt bikes and I love suspension, so how can we incorporate the two? And that was part of coming in here. So part of my passion is growing each and every one of you to whatever you want to be and help you with whatever resources I know. I don't know it all. I've done it all, but I wasn't listening to country music all the way up here. I was listening to personal development, and everywhere I go. So,
and the other thing too on that is every one of us has got the background of dirt bike racing. How many times have you been at the dirt bike track and seen a rider, seen a kid, little boy or girl on a bike, and seen their potential that they don't see? That's, I think, a lot of, like, that's something you and I have in common with our ability to see your guys' potential and where we can help build you guys up, whether it's your strengths or your weaknesses, and offer help, guidance, assistance, or some sort of resource to somebody else, whether it's somebody else in the group or outside of the group, like a CPA friend of mine or whatever. Like, you start gluing all that together, and you've got just such a stronger fabric woven together of an organization, of a family, where we can sustain any storm, we can grow through any challenge that by yourself is going to be a struggle. Like, try doing it.
well, it's frustrating to try to help somebody that doesn't want to be helped also. And that's the problem with those other industries I didn't like.
Sure.
Is anybody could do it. Anybody could sign up and join.
Yeah.
And I had to work with them. And if they didn't want to do it, then it was a waste of my effort and time. Where you guys are here, you guys have been hand-picked, right? Because you fit the mold. So you have potential, you have skills, you have everything that it takes. So we just want to help that grow, right? You could be the best suspension guy out there, but you may struggle with finances or maybe relationships with your kid, because he'll get into that later about the balance wheel of life. It's all about balance, and everybody can help everybody else with those areas, because everybody's experienced something a little bit different.